right, I want to welcome you back, and it is day 22 of the goal experiment. And on August 1st this year, it was recommended that you join the goal experiment by choosing a goal that you would absolutely love to have manifest in your life and by following instruction to feel as if that goal is now in your life. So at this point, I would suspect or perhaps hope that you're already involved in a daily practice or activity of feeling as if your wish is already fulfilled. And if not, get on track. You can get on track right now. And if you don't even know what I'm talking about, go back and look at the previous videos for the goal experiment. Because essentially, what you do when you set yourself up to manifest something is you are mentally training your body. You see, your body is a feeling machine. We're all feeling beings. Every single human being is set up that way. And so, what that really means is that when you understand your power, that power that's within you, and it's within every single living being, that power that's within you, when you consciously become aware of that power, then you will choose to think thoughts, feel emotions that are only in alignment with what you desire. Because as you're thinking the thoughts, what you're doing is you are in a frequency that creates an alignment with the outcome. But where the real magic occurs is through the feeling states. It's through what you're really feeling. It's like what you're feeling in your heart. And so, how you train your body to feel a certain way is by implementing and with practice. And so that you're doing this, you're feeling the feelings every single day. Now, you could choose a particular scene, a scene that would unfold knowing that your wish has been fulfilled. So, what would be one scene that has happened for you that caused you to feel, or that could cause you, you're in control of how you feel. The feelings are up to you. So let me give an example. I'm a New York Times bestselling author, but prior to being a New York Times bestselling author, the vision of being a New York Times bestselling author was in my consciousness only. But in my heart, I felt it. And so what I did was I imagined certain things happening that would be confirmation of that particular result. So one of the things that I would imagine is seeing my book and my name on the New York Times bestseller list. I also imagine seeing the sticker on the cover of my book and feeling the pride or the sense of accomplishment when going through a bookstore or an airport and seeing my book with a New York Times bestseller sticker. So there's a couple different images. Another one was seeing any future books, any book that followed my New York Times bestseller with the words Peggy McColl, New York Times bestselling author. And the whole point of what I'm sharing with you is that I saw that in my mind's eye, and that's part of the manifestation process, but I felt it in my heart. And that's the most important part of manifesting. I felt it in my heart. So essentially, you train yourself. So in the beginning, when you think of the outcome that you desire, and provided it's a stretch goal, a goal that you've never accomplished before, that feeling would not be natural within you. You have to train yourself to have the feeling be natural. And how you train yourself is through focused attention and space-time repetition. But the work must be done by you, not anyone else but you. No one can cause you to feel a certain way. If you are giving your power away by saying someone caused you to feel a certain way, then that is letting go of your control. But what you are in control of, whether you're aware of it or not, or whether you're consciously and actively doing something about it or not, are your thoughts and your emotions, the two most powerful forces for you to attract anything that you desire. Sounds simple enough, doesn't it? Well, it is simple, absolutely simple, incredibly simple. The reason why it's a challenge is because of the habitual way of being that humans are. So that humans get involved in habits of thought, habits of feelings, habits of doing. And so every day they're waking up, they're thinking the same old thoughts, they're feeling the same old emotions, they're doing the same old things. So until and unless you break those old habits and you get into new habits, you will never produce the results that you desire. So, simple? Yes. So, what do I suggest? I suggest that if you're not already a serious student, become one. Because I will say that one of the reasons why my results continue to get better and better and better, and I wouldn't think of having it any other way, is because I study every day. Now, I have a group that I study with. It's called Club Achieve. You can join that group and study together. We study Monday through Friday, except holidays, and I read to our group. But it's not just reading. You see, no amount of reading is going to bring you anything. You must understand what you're studying and, more importantly, apply what you're studying. So there's a lot of people who are into self-development, maybe know a lot of stuff. We see them online, we see their posts, we see their messages, we see them on different versions of social media. But yet, are their results demonstrating that they're actually doing the manifesting, doing the process properly? No. There's still very few. There's still very few. But it will take some discipline, and I absolutely believe with every ounce of my being that when you do follow the practices of manifesting, which is what I teach at Dynamic Destinies, you absolutely will get the results. There's no other way. No other way. I've been studying success now for almost 44 years, and it doesn't matter how many years I've been studying it, I've been implementing as well and have transformed every part of my life. And I want to help you do the same, whether it's every part of your life, like my case, or whether it's only a part of your life. Perhaps there's only one area that you're looking to adjust or make better. Maybe it's the area of finance, your wealth, prosperity, living in wealth, having riches, being rich beyond your wildest dreams. And if that's the case, well, I can help you with that. Because the process for manifesting is the same, whether you're manifesting, a new shirt or whether you're manifesting a dream home. It's the same process. You make a decision on what you would love, you imagine what it would feel like when you have it, and you act as if and feel as if it's in your life now. It's all about the now, my friends. It's all about feeling that emotional connection to your outcome in this present moment. The more you do it, the better it's going to go. All right, so I just wanted to pop in, check in with you, see how you're doing with our goal experiment. What I love about what we're doing here in the goal experiment is what the guidance is as it relates to you and your accomplishments is applicable, yes, for a 30-day experiment or a 31-day experiment. There's 31 days in this month, but it really takes it beyond that. And I would assume that even when you accomplish the goal that you set for yourself, there will be more goals. And it's just natural. It's part of our desires. The goals I have today are not the same goals I had 2 years ago or 10 years ago or 15 years ago. You will evolve. You are a human being and you're constantly evolving. Okay, so thank you, Amy, for being here. I really appreciate you. And, I think it's important, you mentioned that you lost your momentum and you realized you stopped seeing yourself in a certain way. It's so easy to get off track. It really is. And I really appreciate you, Amy. I appreciate you sharing that. You know what it says to me? It's a sign of strength. And even if you did get off track at some point, whether it was 8 years ago or 8 minutes ago or 8 weeks ago, even if you did get off track, I want you to understand that what you have right now is this moment, this very, very moment. And the past is the past. So you cannot change the time you got out of bed this morning. This is what Bob Proctor said. And think about that for a moment. Let's make it a little bit of a bigger understanding here. See, you cannot change the past. Now, what happens for a lot of people is they've had traumatic experiences in their past or very emotional experiences in their past, and in their consciousness, they go back there in their mind, right? They go back and they relive it. Now, it's okay to talk about your past if you can separate the emotion from it. So when I'm talking about when I was a child and I was beaten, I'm not feeling that feeling of being a beaten child. I'm talking about that experience as if it almost happened to somebody else because I'm not attaching any emotion. In fact, if I talk about my past or anything that's happened in my past, the emotion that I attach is love, gratitude, and feeling a great sense of, the blessing, because there are blessings in every experience that we go through. Every experience. So last year, as an example, it was around this time. I mean, here we are, August 22nd. It was around this time that I was going through all the process of getting ready for cancer treatment. And it was an interesting time. But right from the very beginning of the diagnosis and finding out that I had cancer all in my neck and my tongue, and that I was going to have these treatments and that they would be unpleasant, which they were, I just looked for the blessings. And even last evening, as we have guests staying with us right now, my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law are here visiting for a couple days. And I had, they haven't been here for almost 2 years, partially because of COVID, etc. I've seen them because we've gone there, but they haven't been to our home. And they were asking about what I went through, with the treatments. And I was explaining, and I was showing some photos because I have some photos on my phone. And the thing that, I'm very consciously aware of is not to go to a place of any emotion that feels bad. And the reason is because anytime you're in a state of a negative emotion, you are in a destructive state. May sound like a strong comment, but it's absolutely true. Any emotion that doesn't feel good, even if it's sadness, upset, anger, even if you believe it's warranted, is not going to serve you. Not going to serve you. You have to switch to the positive emotions. Absolutely put yourself into positive emotions. How do you do that? You may be wondering, by changing what you are focusing on, by changing your attention. And so one of the tools, the most effective tool that I've ever used, and Amy, I suspect you have this tool, and if not, I recommend that you get it, is the Power Life Script. Because the Power Life Script is a methodology, a proven and effective methodology. And go to powerlifescript.com if you want to check it out. It's a methodology that will invite you to put your thoughts and your feelings in alignment with what you desire. Because if you follow the guidance of a Power Life Script, you will write a very detailed description of your amazing life as if you are already living it right now. Like right now in this very moment. Not sometime in the future. It's not coming. It's absolutely here now. Thank you. I love that, Amy. Amy's seeing blessings from her upbringing as well. And me too. I'm glad I made it to the other side. Absolutely. And what's fascinating is, to me, there was no other choice. There was no other option. I knew that I would be on the other side of the healing side. Why? Because like I teach, I also practice. And so even though there was a diagnosis of something foreign in my body, I didn't see that. I saw myself as completely healthy in every cell of my being. Now I understand it now. I understand, where it came from or why it happened, and it is what it is. I have no judgment about it. It just is. But you know what the blessing is? Well, the blessing is obviously I'm very healthy, but the blessing is it gave me a deeper understanding of how we can make ourselves sick and how we can make ourselves well. That's a very important understanding. You see, one of the things that I found to be total blessings in my life is the emotional understanding of what it's like to not want to live, because I was suicidal when I was a teenager, to understand the emotional side of being upside down financially, because many, many years ago I was upside down in debt, what it feels like to be beaten, abused, treated, badly, what it's like to go through challenging relationships, what it's like to go through divorce, what it's like to lose loved ones, what it's like to go through cancer. And so I get it, right? And a lot of people look at those that are out there speaking these truths and they think, oh, they must never have a challenge in their life. They must never go through any challenges. And that's just simply not true. We're human beings as well, going to go through challenges. But you know what I found to be very likely one of the greatest blessings in the whole experience that I've gone through is the strength of my my beliefs, the strengths of the character that I've built over these 40, almost 44 years of studying personal development. Not bragging, I'm just saying that the stronger you are emotionally, the more you build up the emotional states that are in harmony with what you desire, the more you practice the process of manifesting your desires, the better it's going to go for you when you do have these challenging times, when you do go through some challenges. I remember when COVID hit, and it was around March 2020. And I know a lot of people really unraveled during that period of time. Suicide rate in our country became 4 times, and that was in the first year that COVID started. So why? I believe it goes like this, and Wayne Dyer had said this. He said, if you squeeze an orange and orange juice comes out, it's because it was in there. Okay, it was in there. The orange juice was in there. So if someone gets squeezed by challenging financial times, or if they get squeezed by a health challenge, or they get squeezed by a relationship challenge, or they get squeezed by debt load, and they begin to feel more fearful or anxious or upset or angry, it's because that emotion is in there. All right? It's true. It's true. So when you strengthen yourself, through the study, through the depth of understanding, through application, daily application, you're going to become so strong emotionally that even when something, comes along in your life that was unexpected, that could knock most people right off their feet, you find yourself just breezing through it with greater ease. There are maybe some challenges in the whole experience, but when you know and have that depth of understanding, you're going to find that you're going to be able to go through challenging times with greater ease and come out of it very likely faster and with even greater lessons in the process as well. So I want to thank you for being here. I thank you, Amy. I love that. I really appreciate you being here, and just wanted to check in, make sure that you're following along with the goal experiment and you're sticking with it. Okay? We're here for you at Dynamic Destinies. We just love serving, and what we love is to see you accomplishing your goals. So keep at it, and we'll see you again real soon.